Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marty.
And I'm Cena Sr.
Fans, we are less than 24 hours away for an event 2 decades in the making, Boston Wrestling MWF's 20th anniversary, back to the 90s bash at Memorial Hall in Melrose, tomorrow night. Get your tickets now, bostonwrestling.com. Get ready for a brand new Wrestling Insiders Fabulous Fridays now. Wrestling fans, years have become months that have become weeks, and now we're talking days and even hours as Boston Wrestling MWF celebrates its 20th anniversary, going back to the 90s. Saturday night, November the 13th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts. The superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow will take part in a live wrestling event, autograph photo, fan fest, VIP exclusive Q&A, plus the kickoff to our annual Paul Bearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive. After Jimmy Kimmel embarrassed Melrose for, well, being Melrose, we're also going to have a superstar costume contest where best dressed wins an awesome autographed prize. On November the 13th, you'll see and meet two-time WWE World Champion and Hall of Famer Bob Backlund, WWE Hall of Famer Bushwhacker Luke, WWE Hall of Famer Alundra Blayze, a.k.a. Medusa, from WCW, WWE Intercontinental and Tag Team Champion Marty Jannetty, the Doctor of Style Slick, Doink The Clown, Duke the Dumpster Droese, Portuguese Man of War Aldo Montoya, plus two-time Impact Wrestling World Champion Die Hard Eddie Edwards, JTG of Cryme Time, Cena Sr., Oscar of Men on a Mission, AEW's Jora Joe, and more. VIP packages and tickets are on sale now at bostonwrestling.com. We'll see you live November the 13th. Tickets are on sale now for our 20th anniversary, back to the 80s and 90s WrestleFest Birthday Bash, Saturday, November the 13th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts.
This is Mick Foley.
This is Harley Race.
This is Shelton Benjamin.
This is Mr. Wonderful Paul Orndorff.
This is the Monster Abyss.
And this is Daniel Bryan.
This is JBL, and you're watching the MWF.
Be there live.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, Dan Marty, Cena Sr. Johnny, can you feel it, baby?
Oh, I'm on fire, ready to go. Let's do it.
I'm like Chris Kringle on December the 24th.
Whoa, there's more toys coming down that chimney. Great matches, great superstars, autographs, you name it, it's there. Tomorrow night, we're there.
Fans, if for some reason you're just learning of this event, sometimes advertising doesn't hit people until the tail end. Again, VIP fans, tomorrow night you get a VIP exclusive question and answer session with our featured 90s superstars. Then on top of that, VIPs get an exclusive, you talk about social media credibility, a group photo with all 8 of the 90s featured superstars. At that point, the Autograph Photo Fan Fest begins. First for the VIPs, we let you line up first, nice and relaxed. You get an autograph and a photo with each superstar. If you have more than one item, you can get multiple autograph tickets at the Fan Fest table with our buddy Dave Carter. Then we open the door to all the fans. Those fans can choose to relax in the hall. They can take part in the Autograph Photo Fan Fest. Then Johnny, after those memories are created with those autographs, those photos, those handshakes, those stories that are being shared, then that bell is going to ring, baby. And let me tell you, the hungry young athletes of yesterday, today, and tomorrow, they're going to light that ring on fire. We have talent coming in from down in the Carolinas, from Kentucky, from West Virginia, from Pittsburgh, all over the country, not just here in Massachusetts. Every one of them is coming here for the reason, and that is to try and make an impact in this organization as we begin decade number 3. And on top of that, if that wasn't enough, we kick off the Paul Bearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive, which means a lot to me. Myself, and John started this with Paul Bearer the Christmas before he passed away, and we've carried on the tradition. There will be a winner-takes-all jackpot of prizes. You can get your raffle tickets. It's exclusive to the venue itself. You can't get them online. And one lucky fan is going to win every prize. You're going to need to rent a U-Haul. We have, not that many, but I mean, we got a lot of great autograph prizes. Friends from WWE, NXT, third-party vendors everywhere have been contributing to this, Johnny. You've seen some of the goods. It's unbelievable what one fan is going to win for as little as a $5 raffle ticket.
How many tickets for $5?
Just one.
One ticket, $5.
A raffle. It's for a toy drive, Johnny. Come on, Grinch.
Well,
But you can buy multiples. I think you get, I think it's 3 for 10, 7 for 20.
Oh, that's more better.
And it goes all the way up to different price ranges up to $100. And then after intermission is over, it might even be Goodwill Ambassador Quincy Rustani. Someone is going to put their hand in those raffle tickets and pick one, and then one lucky fan in that venue is going to leave with, I'm telling you, you could build a man cave with all the prizes that we have. It is going to be unbelievable. And again, we help update Santa Claus's GPS like we do every Christmas to find every kid's home. We're not curing cancer with what we do, but you know what? On Christmas, I think every kid should be acknowledged, recognized, remembered, so they don't feel left out, depending upon what certain circumstances may be. And I think every kid should have a smile and a glow on their face. My opinion.
Good opinion.
Well, that's why we keep doing it. I think every year I say at the end, we're not doing it next year. Do I not?
You do.
And what do we do every year? We do it again. But we're going to have a lot of fun with it. In addition to that, thanks to our friends at WWE, we're going to have some really cool signed memorabilia that we're going to have for a silent auction, too. So you don't even have to worry about entering a raffle. You can basically put your bid down almost like it's an in-person eBay, and you can walk off with the goods, too. Again, head on over to BostonWrestling.com. We're going to have a list of great merchandise up. I can't believe it's finally here, Johnny.
It's taken a long time.
Yes.
But it's like everything else. You say the clock ticks slowly, but I tell you, it's come real quick.
Maybe for you.
Well, that's because you're on the other side. I mean, you spend nights here, mornings here. You have breakfast delivered, dinner delivered. You know, I mean, you get the food from the street up there. I hope when the fans, if they choose to watch the almost documentary-style video that we've been talking about putting together, I hope they get a chance to watch it and truly understand the amount of time and effort and work that goes into putting an event like this together for them to enjoy, you know? It's an immersive experience for us just to make it happen. It's almost like when you buy a DVD, you get the extras behind the scenes.
Yeah.
So that's what you
what
really
it'll be like. All right. Well, at least we're on the same page about that. I know all the fans are looking forward to seeing you. You're always a crowd pleaser for some reason. Sometimes I'd like to go in the other direction, but you know what? You're always a crowd pleaser. And the Fabo Pop will be available, and maybe even some hot sauce.
Yep, I might bring one case.
$1 billion bills.
Yep.
You'll be part of that Autograph Photo Fan Fest.
Oh, wow, thank you.
That room is going to be
I'm
jammed with superstars. So I tell you, it is going to be a happening. The VIP packages, I think they are el finito at this point, but remaining tickets, the general admission are probably still available on BostonWrestling.com, at least until midnight-ish. Complete. I could be wrong. They may come down on Thursday just to try and save our sanity. But tickets will be available at the door tomorrow night. And if you pay in cash, you save a few bucks on top of that too, because those credit card processing fees, as you know, they're not cheap.
No,
they are not cheap.
Yeah, it's not good.
And on top of that, you get to pay an extra $1 for the Memorial Hall Restoration Fund. And for all the love that Memorial Hall has shown us over the years, it is, with all the plaster falling off the walls, and we gotta make sure it stays sturdy. It's a beautiful building that had wrestling all the way back in the 30s and 40s, Johnny. I don't know if you knew that.
I didn't.
Yeah.
Wow.
Wrestling and boxing all the way back then.
I think it's a great spot to do professional theater.
Well, what play are we going to put together?
I do Man of La Mancha there.
Really?
Definitely, I do that.
Have you ever produced plays?
I did. I directed and produced Man of La Mancha. You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. I wrote my own burlesque show.
A burlesque show,
I
really?
starred as Dracula, Stanley Kowalski. I've done a lot in theater.
See, the things that we learn on these shows.
I'd be willing to bring
burlesque, though, really.
Oh, that was kind of fun. I did it at Salem State. We had a big sign up. Made all the Salem news in the newspapers. Can't have that kind of sign up. It wasn't that risque. And the show wasn't risque at all. We wrote a bunch of jokes. A bunch of us contributed. Came out very well. I played Ed Wynn. Somebody played Groucho Marx.
How long ago were you talking that this happened?
Oh, man, I was in probably my 30s.
You're talking about mid-'80s?
Yep. I had a lot of fun doing that show. I directed You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown.
I've had a lot of fun. It's been a great
You've
run
had an
for me.
interesting life, you.
You know, I've had a lot of bumps in the road. I've made a lot of mistakes that I wish I could go back and change. I can't, but there's been a lot of fun down the road. I've had a good time with life. I hope everybody enjoys life no matter what happens, because you only get one shot at it. If you make mistakes, mistakes are made to learn from.
Well, one mistake you can avoid making, folks,
Right.
is by joining us live tomorrow night at Memorial Hall in Melrose. Again, it is, I guess sometimes it shows how quick time can go by, but it's been 20 years since we started this. In some ways, it seems like it's been so much longer than 20 years. In some ways, it seems like it's been yesterday, depending upon, I don't know if it's my mood or what's going on in my life at the time, but you know, for the first event to take place just a couple of weeks after 9/11, you talk about difficult circumstances to try and present an event in. I mean, if people thought the world was, younger fans especially, thought the world has been a tense place during coronavirus times, how awkward was our country for the first couple of months after 9/11, not knowing what was going on?
We still don't know what's going on today.
Well, that's a different story for a different time. But certainly, I mean, you know what started off with a great advance was, I guess, did respectable numbers on September the 28th, 2001 over at old Wonderland Greyhound Park in Revere, Massachusetts, the former home of ECW, Extreme Championship Wrestling. But what a journey it has been. The people we have worked with, the places we've gone all over the country, the Sheik and I even internationally. You know, you and I, the adventures that we've been on in the studio, out of the studio, in venues, out of venues, the arguments on camera, the arguments off screen.
Oh, yeah.
You know, you and I have had an interesting 16 years in and of itself. But you know what? Decade number 3 begins, I think, unofficially tomorrow night. Almost like a fresh coat of paint.
A whole new story.
Look at some of the superstars that are returning that have been with us since 2001. Look at all of the new faces coming our way. It's really a unique time.
Well, I'm definitely honored and humbled, really, to be allowed to be part of this show.
Now,
And
not
I mean
the way
that.
the Sheik would want to humble.
No, but I really mean that. Yep.
Me too, honestly, to be able to help put it together for the fans' enjoyment. When sometimes, even on the worst of nights, when the fans are happy, you can hear them, but you can tell a good night from a bad night pretty easily if you have an ear that works. When you can hear them buzzing and you can tell they're having fun and having a good time, is there any better reward than that?
None.
We do need to fill the hall to cover our expenses. That's a different story for a different time. But when you know the fans are rocking and rolling with us and almost feel like they're part of the roller coaster itself, that to me is the greatest of all. One man's opinion. I don't know what you think.
No, I agree with you. I agree with you. When you can create that excitement and you can send those fans home happy, that's what it's all about.
Well, and if you are with us, folks, please send us your feedback, especially via email. The social media goes nuts sometimes, and it is so hard to keep track of. I don't know about you, but I still like emails. It's easy for me to keep track of and be able to go back and find. Social media messages to me get buried awfully quick.
Thank you.
I don't know. One man's opinion, maybe that of two. All right, wrestling fans, right now we're going to take a brief time out, give you a little bit more information about the big event if you're just finding out about it. We'll be back to talk more about the king of sports, professional wrestling, after this brief timeout. Wrestling fans, years have become months that have become weeks, and now we're talking days and even hours as Boston Wrestling MWF celebrates its 20th anniversary, going back to the 90s. Saturday night, November the 13th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts. The superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow will take part in a live wrestling event, autograph photo, fan fest, VIP exclusive Q&A, plus the kickoff to our annual Paul Bear Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive. After Jimmy Kimmel embarrassed Melrose for, well, being Melrose, we're also going to have a superstar costume contest where best dressed wins an awesome autographed prize. On November the 13th, you'll see and meet two-time WWE World Champion and Hall of Famer Bob Backlund, WWE Hall of Famer Bushwhacker Luke, WWE Hall of Famer Alundra Blayze, a.k.a. Medusa, from WCW, WWE Intercontinental and Tag Team Champion Marty Jannetty, the Doctor of Style Slick, Doink the Clown, Duke the Dumpster Droese, Portuguese Man of War Aldo Montoya, plus two-time Impact Wrestling World Champion Die Hard Eddie Edwards, JTG of Cryme Time, John Cena Sr., Oscar of Men on a Mission, AEW's Jora Joe, and more. VIP packages and tickets are on sale now at BostonWrestling.com. We'll see you live November the 13th.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marty.
And I'm Mr. USA WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas.
The road to WrestleMania has begun. Wrestling fans are looking to add to their man caves. You got to see what we have in the eBay store.
Check it out.
On October 28, 2020, Wrestling's Scariest Night was back with WWE NXT Halloween Havoc. This limited edition collector's autograph poster is number 12 of only 100 produced and is signed by all 9 superstars featured on the poster, including Johnny Gargano, Damian Priest, Candice LeRae, Io Shirai, Dexter Lumis, Cameron Grimes, Rhea Ripley, Raquel Gonzalez, and your Halloween Havoc host, Shotzi Blackheart. Comes with WWE authentication hologram on the back. You'll also receive an on-air thank you from WWE Hall of Famer Mr. USA Tony Atlas and a bonus mystery autograph photo. Help keep wrestling legends working. Get this awesome collectible now. Wrestling fans, especially here in the Boston area, we want to thank our great friends at Red Rose for their support for all of our charitable endeavors and programming efforts. Red Rose is 2 years young and extremely thankful for all the support they've had from our neighbors here in Melrose and beyond for an amazing first 2 years. Red Rose thanks Melrose and all of the first responders who have fought the good fight and have never given up hope during these unprecedented times. We did it together. Follow Red Rose on Facebook for their anniversary special, facebook.com/Red Rose Melrose. You'll be glad you did. Open until 2 a.m. Red Rose will give you fresh, piping hot, mouth-watering food that'll put an ear-to-ear smile on even the toughest critic's face. Check out their full menu online at redrosema.com or give them a call, 781-620-1889.
Wrestling fans, welcome back to Wrestling Insider's Fabulous Friday Nights. SmackDown's in the can, AEW Rampage is in the can, but baby, we're just starting up because we are less than 24 hours away from our 20th anniversary celebration. Again, the tickets, information about the big event itself, BostonWrestling.com. But Johnny, a lot to talk about in the King of Sports that we missed last week. What about the behind-the-scenes drama going on with the ladies in WWE with Charlotte Flair and Becky Lynch?
A little bit of an argument back there.
A little,
saying
that's one way to put it.
It wasn't supposed to be done that way. You disrespected me. I don't know. You know what? This could turn into something really big.
Well, I was told that if it was a situation with someone lower down the totem pole,
gone,
could have been handled very differently.
Yeah,
very differently.
They'd have both been gone.
I don't know so much on Becky's part. But I wasn't there. I can't say for sure.
But it sets a bad example in the locker room. You know what? I always said this, and I say it right now to you and the fans. There are no stars out there. We're all in this together. We're a family, la familia. We work together to entertain. I'm no superstar. When I go out as a manager, I'm there to put that man over or that woman over. I'm just there to do my job and make the fans happy. You know what? If you're that high up on the pedestal, maybe you belong somewhere else.
Do you think that maybe Charlotte had some valid points and just executed her thoughts wrong?
When I read what happened and I kind of reviewed what people were saying, I would concur that that might be a valid point. I think that, there are different ways for us to do things. I think we find in this business, having been involved in it for a long while, gentlemen and ladies have a tendency to say nothing going through the scenario. But when they get backstage in front of the whole group, like, what the hell did you do that for? You screwed up the spot. You made me look like an idiot. You know what? That's not the way it's handled. Why not just go to the dressing room, one-on-one, and iron it out? They're both superstars.
Well, maybe what I'm trying to say is maybe her issue really all, in the end, wasn't with Becky, but was with the creative material.
The storyline, switching the belts.
Yeah, which is just stupid.
Thank you. There's no reason for that. Why?
I don't think they should even put the champions in the draft, but that's, again, one man's opinion. Why would one network want their champion to leave and go to another network? I mean, it just, again, says to me that the people that put this together have likely never watched a professional sports draft before.
Unless what they're trying to do is, once I switch the champion, we begin a whole new storyline with new talent to face. That's what
you
did
could do
Roman
that,
Reigns?
even if they could do that. Well, it's just so bad at this point. I hate to say it. I hate to keep knocking it. It's just at the point now, I don't watch it anywhere near as much as I used to because it's so boring.
Nope.
It's so repetitive. It's the same people in the same scenarios over and over and over again.
Well,
And I've tried to be a great defender of it, but I just, for my own sanity, I can't sit there and watch hours of it every week. It's not that appealing to me.
It doesn't make sense anymore.
No.
It doesn't make sense.
I held out a long time, John.
And I was wrong. Goldberg beat the man.
In a match that was not all that bad.
No, I saw it. I didn't pay for it. I saw it at the end, and I'm going, all right, Cena, eat your words. And Goldberg came out and said...
Billy Goldberg.
Yep, I said that Goldberg came out and said, I guess all those people that were bashing me, I guess they've kind of changed their mind now.
Well, you know what? You're a man with enough character and integrity to say that you were wrong.
I was wrong.
I'll tell you this. You talk about crown jewel over in the kingdom of Saudi Arabia. What a Hell in a Cell match that Edge and Seth Rollins had. I'm not a fan of Seth Rollins' character and presentation since they castrated him since pretty much WrestleMania 35, the king of drip, as opposed to being the king of bore when he was the Monday Night Messiah. But I mean, say what you want about his character's presentation. The man is a hell of an athlete. When it's time for that bell to ring, he goes out there balls to the wall, and he and Edge had a Hell in the Cell for the ages, in my opinion.
Well, you got to remember something, and I've been in it, you've been in it, I'm in the mix of it. When you've got somebody on the other side that can work, and you make each other look good, and that's exactly what happened with that match. I worked with Edge and Leader, and
Yep.
I got to tell you something. Those two gentlemen, they should just tag them up, make them tag team partners.
that.
Oh yeah, I should have
You know
some
what
fun
they
with it.
do with tag
then
teams, my
turn
God.
around. They'll ruin it anyway. But I'll tell you what, when you've got two people that it was like Cena and Punk, Cena and Edge, Orton and Cena. When you've got that kind of what's the word I want to use?
Chemistry?
Yeah, in the ring, you only get the best, and you had the best, the best. To me, that was the match of the night.
Yeah. And I'll say this, not for nothing, Roman and Brock Lesnar certainly wasn't chopped liver either.
Another surprise.
Yeah.
Although I called it.
Yeah.
I said Roman Reigns is going to go over, which now really says to everybody in the universe, we're just schlepping along, to have the beast incarnate get beat with that sloppy referee thing. And I mean sloppy. I mean, please. And then for Heyman to come out and say the Usos haven't even reached their peak yet, I don't know what he's drinking, but I don't want any. I just think that bad call, bad writing. Maybe it was all about the money.
Do you think...
Now Lesnar's suspended,
Yeah.
got $1 million fine. Please, I'm done.
Do you think that Lesnar wins the Rumble January the 29th in St. Louis? To get that title shot in Dallas.
For the WrestleMania,
Yeah.
if that's going to be the highlight match, then yes. If not, I think they're trying to line up Dwayne Johnson against...
I don't think that's happening.
Well, I wouldn't let it happen. I wouldn't let him go against his blood. It's wrong. You know
Why?
They're relatives. I mean, please.
Oh, Brett and Owen had a hell of a feud.
Oh, please. What's that?
Brett and Owen had a hell of a feud.
Yeah, but you know what? There was meaning to that. They were in the business. They were constantly in the ring. You're bringing it back for a one-time shot. To do what? Just like, I hate to say it, Cena came back for a one-time shot. I understand why you do it. That's the way it works in this business. And the man that does it, or the woman that does it, is very honorable to do what they do to make sure that somebody else grows to that position. It's not like, hey, I'm not doing this shit. Well, that's bad. And people said Lesnar will never do it. But he did it, didn't he?
He did it.
Yeah, you know
well,
why?
I tell you, I think at the end of the day, what else do they have for WrestleMania?
Nothing.
I think they're going to go with the storyline that I originally pitched. Paul Heyman in the middle. Who is he going to side with?
Maybe
Is
he's
he
a
gonna
special
go with
guest
Roman?
referee.
Is he going to go? Well, I don't know if he could get up and down. It'd be like me with the clock over there, but that's a different story for a different time. But I like Roman and Lesnar together. I know it's a match that has been done several times, several WrestleManias, but I think it has a fresh coat of paint to the point where it's interesting. It's relevant if you go the route that you and I have pitched.
To watch Reigns beat him again is not worth the price of admission.
What if he doesn't win?
They're not going to take the strap off of him. If anything, they'll turn Lesnar heel again, and Reigns will be tweener now, because now he's being dumped on by Paul Heyman. He's turncoated. Now they're going to turn into a face and try to put him over. Lesnar's not going to get that belt.
Well, we talk about WrestleMania. Funny enough, Johnny, the tickets went on sale today for what is going to be a 2-night extravaganza in 2022 down in Dallas, Texas. Do you think they could do their claim of 102,000 back-to-back nights?
No.
No.
I haven't been asked to go, so I don't know.
Well, I think we may have to go down.
Well, we'll see what happens. But I don't
I'd like to do Wrestle House Dallas. I would like to try and do WrestleCon, but there's only so many hours in the
in a
week.
day, yeah. You know what? I don't like the 2-night thing anyway.
Really?
Yeah, I'm not a fan.
You'd rather sit through one 8-hour show that goes on for eternity to get everybody on?
I like going to a wrestling show.
Yeah.
And I like seeing wrestling with meaningful matches. Every WrestleMania I've been to has been that way. When you try to look at the stupidity is tonight you win, tomorrow night you lose.
Yeah.
Whoa, hold on. It doesn't. You know what? It's just a way to make more money, I guess.
Well, I guess it all depends on the ticket prices and the structure. But I'll say this, as someone that experienced it last year, I thought it was so much easier to sit through 2 reasonably timed out shows as opposed to one that just the pre-show starts at about 5 o'clock, and you had WrestleManias that were ending after midnight. I mean, that's a lot for people to sit through in one night. It was so much, even though it rained both nights in Tampa, it was so much easier for the presentation of the show, I thought. I think it's a great idea. Yeah. Maybe they'll even go with the point where one night is Raw and one night is SmackDown.
That makes sense.
I don't know.
But there again, I'm paying for 2 nights to use the field. Got to make up my expenses. So you know what? It is what it is. Whether it's going to work this year or not remains to be seen.
I still hope we get to see you in the cowboy hat.
With a cowboy hat?
Yeah.
I mean, Bob Orton and I?
No, just you. Down in Texas with some cowgirls.
Might be interesting.
Well, you told me you wore a cowboy hat at one point. I was blown away by that.
I did. I did.
Again, the life of John Cena Sr. is an amazing one. I tell you, there's a lot going on in the world of big events. I think right now, even though we're a little bit ahead of the game, we're going to give you a reminder about tomorrow night at Memorial Hall in Melrose. We'll be back after this brief timeout. Stand by. Wrestling fans, years have become months that have become weeks, and now we're talking days and even hours as Boston Wrestling MWF celebrates its 20th anniversary, going back to the 90s. Saturday night, November the 13th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts. The superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow will take part in a live wrestling event, autograph photo, fan fest, VIP exclusive Q&A, plus the kickoff to our annual Paul Bear Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive. After Jimmy Kimmel embarrassed Melrose for, well, being Melrose, we're also going to have a superstar costume contest where best dressed wins an awesome autographed prize. On November the 13th, you'll see and meet 2-time WWE World Champion and Hall of Famer Bob Backlund, WWE Hall of Famer Bushwhacker Luke, WWE Hall of Famer Alundra Blayze, a.k.a. Medusa, from WCW, WWE Intercontinental and Tag Team Champion Marty Jannetty, the Doctor of Style Slick, Doink The Clown, Duke the Dumpster Droese, Portuguese Man of War Aldo Montoya, plus two-time Impact Wrestling World Champion Die-Hard Eddie Edwards, JTG of Cryme Time, John Cena Sr., Oscar of Men on a Mission, AEW's Jora Joe, and more. VIP packages and tickets are on sale now at BostonWrestling.com. We'll see you live November the 13th.
Wrestling fans around the corner, around the world, I'm Dan Marty.
And I'm Mr. USA WWE Hall of Famer Tony Atlas.
The road to WrestleMania has begun. Wrestling fans are looking to add to their man caves. You got to see what we have in the eBay store. Check it out.
Here's your chance to own a piece of history from the 2020 WWE Draft. On the second night, October the 12th, The Fiend, Bray Wyatt, and Alexa Bliss unleashed hell on Andrade and Zelina Vega. This limited edition 11x14 collector's poster is number 26 of only 50 made, personally signed by both The Fiend and Alexa Bliss, direct from friends at WWE. Comes with certificate of authenticity hologram on the poster itself, suitable for framing. You'll also receive a bonus autographed mystery photo and an on-air shout-out as our thanks to you. Get this ultra-rare autographed Fiend and Alexa Bliss poster now.
Cheer! Why, hello! I would ask what was on your mind, but I already know. You want to know what has got my beard looking oh so majestic. And I'll tell you, it's sexy as hell beard care. Coconut oil, vitamin E oil, almond oil, both sweet and bitter, shea butter, it's all natural. Yes, JTG has actually come out with a high quality product. So support your boy by going to sahbeardcare.com and take one step closer to becoming sexy as hell. Cheer. Ooh, cheer. You know?
Wrestling fans, welcome back to Wrestling Insiders, Fabulous Fridays. I can't wait, Johnny.
We're almost there.
I think they're already lined up outside down at the hall, baby.
Bing!
Will Jack the Clown be there?
You never know. Jack shows up anywhere.
Well, she doesn't like to leave the office, but anyway. Johnny, we were going to talk about, we were talking about big events. Our big event tomorrow night, WrestleMania turning into a two-day festivity. One thing I find unique, I don't think we've brought it up on the show yet, but on the pay-per-view calendar for 2022 for WWE, it's almost split in half as far as pay-per-views on Saturdays and pay-per-views on Sundays. I wanted your thoughts on that. I don't know why you wouldn't just try and stick to one of the 2 days. I'm a Saturday guy. I would rather it be on Saturday. I think it's easier to digest. I think if the show goes long, you don't have to rush about kids getting up for school the next day, adults getting ready, having to get up and go to work the next day. I'm a Saturday pay-per-view guy. I'll go with that all day long. I just don't understand the flip-flopping.
I would concur with Saturday nights. That's typically the way it used to be. I would also add my 2 cents and say they're really not pay-per-views anymore.
Well,
there's
fair
just
enough.
too damn many of them, and they're nothing more than glorified SmackDowns or Raws. They've ruined it. The anticipation of that pay-per-view that you used to have is gone. It's over. Here's another one. Here's another one. And they really aren't doing anything. So whether it's Saturday or Sunday, the numbers are down.
Yeah.
I would think that what you might want to do is look at curtailing, build up some suspense, and have a pay-per-view. That's my opinion. But if I had to pick a night, back to what you're saying, Saturday night would be my choice.
Well, it's going to, 2022 kicks off with a pay-per-view, New Year's Day in Atlanta. Your thoughts on New Year's Day pay-per-views? The first time, I believe, in WWE history.
Mm-hmm. All I'm going to say is this.
Will you be in Atlanta?
They haven't called me, so...
Well, Oscar has moved to Atlanta.
Really?
Yeah.
Atlanta, he's down there?
Yeah, from Indiana to Atlanta.
Wow, what happened? Well, another story
They
for
just
another...
wanted a warmer locale, and then they had to wind up adopting a baby. You can talk to Oscar about that tomorrow. It's quite the story.
No, that's okay.
Oscar's got a lot to catch up with you about.
I'm sure. No, first of all, I'm going to be a wise ass here.
We'd never do that on this show.
Nobody is going to be in any shape to watch anything New Year's Day.
But it's going to be at night on New Year's Day.
You'll still be getting rid of your hangover.
All right.
And then, you know what? You got to go to work the next day.
I don't know what day of the week New Year's Day is. Is it a Saturday, Howard? Can you check? I think it could be. Because I think the Rumble is at the 29th, and that's a Saturday this year.
Well,
So,
all I'm going to say is this.
could be at I know the ticket sales are not doing all that well.
What does it tell you? What does it tell
Nobody
you?
cares.
You're right, it's a Saturday.
It is? Okay, it is a
Okay,
Saturday.
so it's a Sunday morning, so you have time to recuperate. I stand on what I said originally. That's why ticket sales are not where they are. Fans are tired of let's squeeze as many in as we can. Let's give you not up. You know, I was chatting with some folks down in Florida, and they were saying, what happened to the pay-per-views? Where they were pay-per-views, where they were matches you couldn't get on TV. You're getting those same matches on Raw and SmackDown. Where's the anticipation? There is none. So pay-per-views, nah, I really, be honest with you, I don't watch them.
Could you be a surprise entrant in the Rumble this year in St. Louis?
You know what? And I know you're joking.
I would love to see that.
Yeah,
you know.
but you know, I know you're joking and kidding.
Pull out that jumpsuit that you wore against Randy Orton on Raw.
I was a sweatsuit. I'm humbled, and I'd be honored, but I'm not a draw. You know what? I'm not a superstar. I'm just who I am. I have a lot of fun doing what I do. I had my run with WWE, for which I'm very thankful. But you know what? I think Dwayne Johnson says it best. Know your role.
Well, you get 2 Saturday pay-per-views in January. Then in February, they head back, I believe, to the Kingdom of Jeddah in Saudi Arabia, leading into the big 2-night WrestleMania, which I guess is kind of a Saturday and a Sunday. In the month of May, the Dunkin' Donuts Center in Providence, Rhode Island will house a Sunday night pay-per-view. That's where I start to get a little confused with all the different days, different times. July, there's going to be 2 pay-per-views. There's going to be one, a Money in the Bank, at Allegiant Stadium in Las Vegas again. Trying to, I guess, maybe piggyback off a UFC Fight Week, because they have that in July in Vegas. Do you think Money in the Bank is big enough for a football stadium?
No.
No.
No. You know what? Somebody has got an imagination that needs to be curtailed. And I'm not saying who it is, but I think you've really got to sit back and say, look at what's happening with your other pay-per-views, and you want to fill a football stadium? It's not even a WrestleMania caliber show. Please, please. That's why I get in trouble. That's why I don't get calls.
And then, Johnny,
I can't get booked if I tried.
I think it's still in the month of July, later in July, 4 weeks later. They're going to have the home of the, I can't even think of the name right now, the Tennessee Titans in Nashville, Tennessee. SummerSlam is going to be in July for the first time, which I believe is also on a Saturday. Would you do 2 football stadiums in 1 month in the summer?
Like I say, somebody been drinking the moonshine down there, because I don't think it ain't going to happen. It just ain't going to happen. I mean, what's your capacity for those stadiums?
I think they can structure it to be almost any size they want to. I think they'd be embarrassed if they had a number announced under 40.
So there'll be a lot of free tickets given away.
That's potentially. Yeah.
That's called painting the house. That's what we say in theater. That's what we say in independent. You paint the house.
Papering is what
Yeah,
it's
well,
it's
you
referred
paint it
to
or
in
paper
wrestling.
it. Do whatever you want.
All right, well.
So you're still filling seats with dummies, basically.
And then for the first time since 1987, there will not be an August pay-per-view in WWF, but Labor Day weekend, from what the rumor mill says, for the 30th anniversary of SummerSlam 92, even though it won't be SummerSlam, Labor Day weekend, they want to do a stadium show in England. Against AEW, who always has for their 3-year history, has always had a Labor Day weekend pay-per-view. So it'll be, I think, the first time they've both ran the same weekend, which will be interesting.
That'll be very interesting, because you know what? For those people in WWE who's saying AEW is not competition, might just blow them away this time.
Well, I'd like to
Might.
see you dressed up as one of those the gods that wear the red, and they have those big black Nikolai
Bearskin
Volk-
hats?
Yeah, I'd like to see you in one of those.
And no smile.
And no smile. Well, you never have one anyway. And then October, it'll be back to the Kingdom of Jeddah for another stadium show on a Thursday afternoon at noon. That makes it.
What's that going to be? The Camelback Challenge? Oh my God! I tell you. Oh my Lord,
Then,
help us.
November, I believe, 22nd of 2022, 11/22/22, Saturday night right here in Boston. It's going to be Survivor Series. Boston has had 3 Survivor Series, and they've all sucked. Can we break the curse in 2022?
It's pretty close to Turkey Day. I say you get a turkey.
I tell you, I was so excited about the first one in '93, the only pay-per-view at the Old Garden. It was terrible. They did the one at 2008, which had a pretty good build-up for the Jericho and Cena match, but the show itself overall was kind of, Triple H and Vladimir Kozlov going 20 minutes was, I don't think it's ended yet.
No.
Then the one in 2013 where they, I think it was Cena and Del Rio and the Big Show against Orton, and that one wasn't much to write home about either. So after 3 attempts, can WWE get Survivor Series in Boston right on the 4th?
No.
All right. And then I don't know what December of 22's pay-per-view will be, but
I don't care.
at least 6 Saturdays. Do you
Well-
think it's going to be confusing to fans if they flip-flop the day of the week, or do you think at this point they just don't care?
You hit it on the head. They don't care.
But you know, with us, when we go back to Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts, what night of the week is it, baby?
Saturday night.
I think out of all of our events there, the only time we ever broke that was for the special event we did for the Mermaid Girl, Shiloh Pepin, back in 2009 to try and get her to a camp for disabled children, which was a really nice event.
We did it.
But time-wise, it was the only way we could pull it off. But to me, Saturday night is wrestling night. Maybe it's because when I was a kid, outside of very rare exceptions, Boston Garden was always Saturday night, once a month with live wrestling. I think it's the best night of the week. Most people don't work during the day. Most people don't have to work the next day. It's the one full day of the week where you don't have a commitment before or after. I like Saturday night wrestling.
Well, you know, it's either Friday or Saturday.
Yeah.
But
even Friday, you know what? Sometimes it's tough having to leave work, go home,
No,
get
I
something
agree.
to eat,
I agree.
change.
I agree.
Saturday, you have usually, for not everybody, for those of you that work on Saturday, please don't take that as an insult, but I think the majority, they have Saturday to themselves.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, and I know we're going to be rocking in 24 hours from now, Johnny. The ring will be taken down, the lights will be off at Memorial Hall, and Decade 3 will be officially underway. And then we'll have more great guests here at the studio on Sunday.
Wow.
Live episodes Friday night, or well, before the show aired. Saturday in the afternoon, we're going to have some guests here. Sunday, we're going to have live episodes. We're going to be having guests galore, content galore. And then, as I mentioned, in a little over 2 weeks, we're going to be back in Tampa again for Wrestle House 2 for the Paul Bearer Holiday Headlocks Toy Drive. I know Jerry Briscoe is ready to rock and roll again. Dutch Mantel, Tatanka,
Great
and
man.
so many more. The next month, Johnny, I tell you, baby.
Well,
That I may need to be like a horse and be turned into glue.
another story for another time.
Well, I don't think tomorrow night it could get sticky at Memorial Hall. Huh? How about that one? All right, fans, we're just about out of time. We've been talking about this one forever. Back to the 90s, our 20th anniversary endeavor, Memorial Hall, Melrose, Massachusetts. For all the information you need, who, what, when, where, and why, BostonWrestling.com. For my partner in crime, John Cena Sr., hopefully next Friday night, we'll be back in Studio A as some work has been done as we prepare for the big event. I'm Dan Marty. Until we speak again, folks, which will hopefully be tomorrow night live at Memorial Hall, you and yours be well, be healthy, safe travels to Memorial Hall. Good night from Boston. Wrestling fans, years have become months that have become weeks, and now we're talking days and even hours as Boston Wrestling MWF celebrates its 20th anniversary, going back to the 90s. Saturday night, November the 13th at Memorial Hall in Melrose, Massachusetts. The superstars and legends of yesterday, today, and tomorrow will take part in a live wrestling event, autograph photo, fan fest, VIP exclusive Q&A, plus the kickoff to our annual Paul Bear Holiday Headlocks toy drive. After Jimmy Kimmel embarrassed Melrose for, well, being Melrose, we're also going to have a superstar costume contest where best dressed wins an awesome autographed prize. On November the 13th, you'll see and meet two-time WWE World Champion and Hall of Famer Bob Backlund, WWE Hall of Famer Bushwhacker Luke, WWE Hall of Famer Alundra Blayze, a.k.a. Medusa, from WCW, WWE Intercontinental and Tag Team Champion Marty Jannetty, the Doctor of Style Slick, Doink The Clown, Duke the Dumpster Droese, Portuguese Man of War Aldo Montoya, plus two-time Impact Wrestling World Champion Die Hard Eddie Edwards, JTG of Cryme Time, Cena Sr., Oscar of Men on a Mission, AEW's Jora Joe, and more. VIP packages and tickets are on sale now at BostonWrestling.com. We'll see you live November the 13th.